Hello there, everyone. Welcome to this midweek pause for thought. And this week in our time, we're doing something slightly different. We're having a conversation, and this conversation is with Denise Stansfield. So, hello, Denise,
Hello, Rod. Nice to see you.
and you. Um, When we were talking about doing this, one of the things that I said we could talk about is how has lockdown been for you from a personal perspective?
Well, I feel like God's been preparing me for this for quite a long time, to be honest. Because I live on my own and I'm kind of used to being independent to a certain extent, but with God's help. I can't do anything without His help or His prayers or the support of the people around me. So I'm not independent in a selfish way. I'm independent not through choice, and it's been it's been helpful really to know that I have these four walls and this above me, and I have food and clothing. A lot of people do not have that, and I have the means to go to work and a car to get there because at this time we cannot use public transport. So I feel quite blessed at the moment from a personal level, which might seem strange to some people that are married and cohabiting with others and have support that way. But to me, I've always felt blessed. I've always felt, secure in my home and my life.
I mean, that's wonderful. The sense of assurance, the sense of gratitude that comes across in what you say there. So,
Mm.
that's what came across to me. And would that be true then, that you've got this gratitude to God?
I have a certain lot of gratitude to God and praise and thankfulness. I certainly have. And I know very well that I wouldn't be able to manage any of this without the support of the leaders at church, to my friends, or God Himself, because I really feel that I couldn't go out that door if it wasn't for His love and
Mm.
His spirit, the spirit within me. I couldn't because I'd have to be. I do suffer from anxiety, and last year I was off work, and without God's support and support of the friends at church and my family and everybody around me, my friends, I wouldn't have got back to work. So that's strange. Strange in a way that I've been preparing for this for a long time,
Yeah.
it seems.
So you mentioned the word support there, and I suppose before this crisis occurred, um, it was easy to actually identify support in coming together, meeting together, being with other people in physical space. So, but how have you received that support during this crisis then?
Well, it's been wonderful. The church and the people and God seem to have been adapting everything so that we can still keep in touch and to pray together in a different way, a different new normal, as they say on the television. We are learning to live in a different way, aren't we? And to trust each other. That if someone's going to speak to you at a certain time, they will be there. And it's like trusting in God and trusting in your faith and the friends around you. It's really strange somehow that all this is coming together, and I can't imagine it's just through human decision.
Yeah,
I'm sure God is at the forefront of it.
yeah.
I'm
Now,
certain of that.
that sense of assurance comes through there. One of the things that I wanted to ask you was the fact that you are a nurse, um, and obviously being on the front line during this crisis. Um, what's it been like?
Well, from the first day that my ward closed, 12 weeks ago it seems now, I was advised where I was going to work. The first day was Readyford Ward at Pendle, and I was informed before that. that I would need to be fit tested for a mask to keep myself safe and the patients around me from this horrible virus, and to protect them and heal them, to, to allow them to get better. So I wasn't in shock when I found out I was going on the ward at all, really. I felt like I was prepared in so many ways by the health service.
When you say going on the ward, what ward's
The
that?
COVID corona ward, yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry, I broke in there, but I just wanted to clarify that.
Readiford ward at Pendle was the first ward I went on. I went on there and I knew it was a coronavirus ward because there's forms everywhere. There's notices everywhere. Do not come in here unless you wash your hands, put your your mask on and such like. Report to the sister's office on arriving on the ward. So I knew that there were certain restrictions in place as soon as I arrived on the ward, and I was informed of what my job role would be when I got there and the type of patients we were caring for.
And how did you find that? I mean, what was going through your mind as you
A
knew?
certain lot of a certain lot of anxiety, Rod, of course, because I'm thinking, oh, now my role's changed. I'm going to have to put in place all the things that I've been taught in the past that sometimes you think are irrelevant. Not, of course, infection control isn't irrelevant to such things, but a lot of things you feel like are irrelevant, like not irrelevant, but just common day place, like 2 meters apart. But as a nurse, you can't stay 2 meters apart from your patients, and that's why we have this protective, equipment to keep us close to our patients, but safe, and them safe as well, because they are very vulnerable in the present condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, have you felt very much the presence of God with you as you've been working on the ward then?
I definitely have, and I feel that is there in so many ways, just close by and helping me to speak the right words to those patients, and especially when I'm speaking to the families on the phone. We've done this end of life course, and a lot of the nurses around me I've noticed are Christians on this ward, and other wards I've worked on. So we have this understanding of faith, understanding of what the patients are going through, and those words of empathy and compassion really come to the forefront of what we're doing when we're contacting families on their behalf. And to know that we couldn't see our own families helps us to understand in a certain way how they are feeling, and God really is supporting me in that way. And then when we get the services from you, Rod, when I get the services from you, and I've mentioned to my next door neighbour about them as well, and what goes on at church. It really does help, to focus my mind on what I'm going to have to do when I go back to work, and how to behave and how to respect the individual, and to put them at the forefront of everything, because they're going through an awful lot, at that time. And it could be any of our families. It could be, I haven't got my parents anymore, but it could be your own mum and dad. You have to put yourself in their place, but with your own socks on.
Yeah. I mean, if you had one thing that you'd like people to pray for you as you minister in this way, as you work on the ward there, what would the one thing that people could be praying for you?
I don't think I require protection for myself, just so that I can have healing hands through God, and to give peace to others,
Yeah.
and calmness,
Yeah.
and so that they can see hope. The patients can see hope from every day to day, because some of them can get quite down, Rod.
Yeah.
To give them that hope and inspiration, I think that's what I need prayer for.
yeah.
to put that into my hands.
I mean, that's brilliant because you know that as you say, it's not a prayer for yourself. It is a prayer that you can offer something to others, and that God can be involved with that process.
That's certainly right, Rod. Yeah, because I think we do need it. You
Yeah.
know, from day to day, and a lot of the things that are affected are obviously the breathing, and also eating and drinking. You
Mm.
know, so we try and make the food as, you know, welcoming as possible. And unfortunately, we haven't seen a chaplain on the wards in all this time. I don't think. I think that's true to say. I don't know how
I think
welcome's going on in that respect.
I think the instructions being that that chaplains shouldn't be on the wards. That's my understanding, at least from the
Mm.
Dowson authorities in Manchester.
Right.
So we're sort of coming towards a close in our time together here, Denise. I
Mm.
wonder if there was one lesson that you've been learning in these recent weeks that you don't want to lose, that you want to carry forward. What would it be?
To pray more for everybody. To pray more for everybody, and to remain approachable for people, because in the future, these people that have suffered and the families who have lost loved ones or have received loved ones home, we're going to need our support and love and prayers, and to just remain approachable to people and to listen, because that's what we're going to need to do, to listen and to understand and empathise,
Yeah,
because a lot of them are going to be struggling from this, you know, stress and the syndrome that affects people after this illness.
yeah,
So it's going to be a long term process, I think.
yeah,
When somebody goes away from hospital, if they are, you know, clapped out by the nurses and think that's the end, no, that's just the beginning.
yeah,
Because the lung capacity, and they've been isolated for so long, you know, it's going to take them a long time to recover at home with the loved
yeah,
ones. And they're going to need support emotionally and physically and spiritually
yeah.
in the future. And so that's what I want to take forward, the remembrance of what's gone on and what needs to come in the future to care for them.
Right. Denise, thank you for sharing this time with me and sharing those thoughts. And we wish you well and stay safe, won't you?
I certainly will, Rod. Thank you. Thank you for listening and caring. And yeah, it's just wonderful to be a part of it in a way, but frightening as well.
Yeah,
But wonderful that we know that this is slowly coming to an end. That the beds are getting empty.
yeah.
The beds, are, you know, people are recovering.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.